Just give yourself a couple more minutes here to settle in. Take any comfortable position that you like. Hi, Ricardo. Okay, now we're complete with our Saturday morning Zoom crew. I don't know where everybody else went, but again, just 100% appreciate you guys. I know that being on Zoom isn't like being in the classroom, but I feel like a good middle ground. At least it's been for me, the idea of live streaming and still being accountable to show up at a class at a certain time and being able to flip through the screen and see your friends' faces. I feel like that still keeps us, our little community, together. Sharing in this experience. Take a few, just more nice long deep breaths here. Just really finding the breath. Doesn't have to be the deepest, but just try to find a little more smoothness. Find the softness. As you draw in the inhales and you fill up from the belly through the ribs and the chest. You just feel what you want to be filling up with. And as you exhale, just letting go, and all that's something we need to just let go of at this time. Make space for what's new and good. And then from here, whether you're on blocks or not on blocks, just reach your arms straight up to the sky. Hold on to opposite elbows and then let those drop behind your head. So just getting a little shoulder stretch, let the arms just be heavy. You can have your legs in any position. I'm in Supta Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees apart, but if you wanted your legs fully extended or feet wide, knees together. And then reach your arms back up and switch the grip. So whichever forearm was in front before, switch it up, hold the elbows, take the arms back, see if one side maybe feels a little looser than the other. And then inhale, bring it all back up through the center. Release the arms by your sides. If you're on the blocks, just gently come off the blocks. And if you're off the blocks, just extend your legs long. Extend your arms up over your head. Take a big, long, full body stretch. That goes for everybody. Once you're off the blocks, take a full, long stretch. Take an inhale here. And then exhale out your mouth. Ellen is missing this morning. That's who's missing from the group. Hug your knees in. Both Ellens. Rock a little side to side. Maybe draw some circles with your knees. So just easy joint warm up. And then as you're ready, we'll rock up to a seat. So just hugging your knees in, take a few easy rocks, come up to seated, cross your legs, whichever way feels right to you. Try to keep your eyes closed if you can, just for another moment or two. Just settling into your seat. I'm gonna face you, but of course, just stay facing the front of your mat wherever that is. We'll take just 3 rounds of breath here as a group. So probably eyes closed. If they're open, it's fine. Inhale, sweep your arms up, bring your palms to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more, inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart. Release your hands just down onto your thighs. Tip your chin in towards your chest and roll your right ear towards your right shoulders. Get a nice neck stretch on the left. So feeling space between the left ear and the left shoulder. You want to add your right hand in and bring it up over your head and just create a little more length without pulling. I don't know if you ever noticed during the day, do you hold your head upright or do you tend to tip to one side? Take one inhale. And exhale, release this side and just gently come down through center. Let it feel good. Go to the other side. Left ear, left shoulder. And just creating the space without adding the extra hand, just thinking right shoulder away from right ear. And then if you do want to add your left hand, add your left hand and just very gently lengthen the side of your neck. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Just take your head, just chin to chest. That's so good. And then lift your chin. Blink your eyes open if you had them closed. Switch the cross of your legs. So just a little quick switch and then crawl forward. So keep your butt down, your tailbone pointing back, and crawl your hands forward. Stay up on your fingertips so your arms stay a little more active. Your forearms are off the mat. Finding that squeezing in of the lower arms and wrapping back of the upper arms. And then walk this shape over to your right. Keep sending the left hip down toward the mat. Lifting the right side of your rib cage a little bit more if it dumped down. And then crawl back through center and to the left. All right, one side. I'm sure you guys can hear me and I can't hear you, but like it's always tighter. It's always that, that feels so good side. And crawl back to center and crawl up to a seat and come onto all fours. And we'll take a few cat-cows. So hands and knees. Shift your shoulders over your wrists and then just take a look down at your hands. I know you guys all know this, but just see that your wrist creases are on the same line. Your fingers are spread. Either your index or your middle finger facing forward, whatever feels better for your shoulders. And then we'll take some cat-cows. So inhaling, finding that arch in the spine, your shoulders move back, your tailbone lifts, scoops out everybody. And then exhale, press into your hands, round in, really hollow out through the belly. Inhale, think of it as a lengthening of the spine, so each vertebrae is moving apart. And then exhale, round in. Let's do 2 more. Inhale for cow, shoulders back. Exhale for cat, rounding in. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And then come to a neutral spine again, shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. And then walk your hands back toward your knees. Come all the way up, upright. So you're just standing on your knees basically. And your toes are tucked behind you. And we're going to take gate pose starting on the right side. So stretch your right leg out to the right. Turn your right toes to face forward. And then just let your right arm go down your right leg. Stretch your left arm up and over. Look at a nice side body stretch on the left side. Really reach long and straight with the top arm. Draw your belly button in. Stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come back up to center. We'll take it into a modified Vashisthasana. So now the left hand's gonna come down. It could come onto a block. Right arm up to the sky, left side of the butt tucks under. So you're here. This could be where you are. You could reach top arm up and over now. Stay here, and if you want, float the bottom leg. So modified half moon. Flex your right foot. And keep lifting from that left outer hip, right outer hip, left butt down. Stay for 4, belly in, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release and come back up through center and switch sides. So right knee in, left leg out, toes about in line with the knee, and then right hip stays over the right knee. We take the side stretch to the left. So really trying to lengthen from the left hip up through the rib cage, out through the fingers, right through the right, sorry. Let's just stay here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring it up through center. Good, you guys. Bring the right hand down and the left arm up. And then go from here, top arm reach up and over the ear. Keep wrapping the right side of your butt down, just like in the standing poses. And we float the leg up to the side. Make sure that your left leg, the lifted leg, didn't move back. If anything, it's a little more forward of your hip. For 4, just like Ardha Chandrasana. 3, 2, 1, which might mean we're going to do half moon at some point today, right? There's always like foreshadowing going on. Okay, bring that knee back in. Come down onto all 4s. And find your way just into a plank pose. So gently gliding the right leg back and the left leg back. And holding your plank for just a couple of breaths, just to check the alignment, wrists in line. Inner edges of the hands rooting down. Tailbone drawing back toward the heels, belly in. Make sure you're not dumping your head. Take one more breath in. And exhale, down dog. And make it a wide-legged down dog. So not super wide, you can keep your feet on the mat. Of course, you don't have to step on out to the floor or the concrete, wherever you are, but widen it a little bit just to get more space. Keep the arms super strong. Keep the belly and low ribs in. Keep moving the breath, just in these basic poses. And from here, stay in this wide leg down dog. Everybody come up high on your toes. You can really send your sit bones high and spread them apart. Keep pressing your chest back toward your thighs. Keep pressing all 10 fingers firmly into the mat. And then stay on your toes. Just bend your knees a little bit and get that same lift. So now even more lifting and spreading of the sit bones. Draw the belly in, don't let it drop. Stay for 4 strong arms. 3, 2, 1. Send your heels back down toward the mat and walk your hands all the way back to your feet. And then stay in your wide leg position. Just clasp your hands behind your back. So we'll add the shoulders. Holding in here. Soften your knees any amount. You can bend your knees a ton or a little. Keep moving your weight toward the front of your feet. And then keep wrapping your shoulders away from your ears. So as you're drawing your knuckles over your head, you're not letting your shoulders get too cozy with your earlobes. Let your head and neck be long. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let those hands come back down to the mat. Heel toe your feet just back to a comfortable hip distance. And walk yourself back out to downward facing. And just walk, walk, walk. Plant the hands. Inhale, come up on the toes. Bend your knees. Try to keep your hands planted. Step or lightly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale and exhale. Root down through your feet, engage your core. Inhale to rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. So sometimes I like to play with things when I'm coming forward from down dog. So of course we all like the hop, but maybe you try to walk forward with straight legs, or you really try to keep your hands down and look forward. I don't know, things you can just try, and then sometimes the hop comes easier. Okay, here we go, a couple halves or your A's. Inhale, reach up. You're at home, you can pretty much have free will. Exhale, forward fold to mix it up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise, reach up. Good job, you guys. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale, just linking breath to movement. Exhale, fold, keep the core engaged. Inhale, lengthen, move toward the front of your feet. Exhale, forehead to shins. Inhale, rise, reach up, tailbone down, even give the butt a little squeeze. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in and step your left leg back. Set your left knee down. Anjaneyasana, you can climb up onto your thigh first or just go for it. So you're sinking forward off of your left kneecap, and at the same time, you're trying to hug your right heel back and in. Trying to hug your inner thighs in. So it's front to back, side to side. Clasp your fingers, make a steeple grip. So all fingers except the index fingers pointing up to the sky. Reach your arms even longer, draw your belly in, and then take a side bend to your right. So yeah, toward the knee that's bent. That'll be more stable. Good, so yeah, arms up alongside the ears. Stay for 4, draw the waistline back. 3, nice here, 2, 1, inhale back up to center. Exhale, release your hands and step back to plank. So plant your hands, find plank pose, top of a push-up. We're gonna go knees, chest, chin this first round. So shifting forward to tippy toes, drop your knees, your chest and then your chin and your butt is still up in the air. So if your butt came down, pick it back up like a little inchworm. Draw your belly button in. And then we come through to cobra. So inhale, slither through, release the tops of your feet, pull your shoulders back, take a nice cobra pose. One more breath in. And exhale back to your downward facing dog. Good, Tara. Nicely. See, press into your hands, use your core. Take it back. And just stay here in down dog. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, send the heels back. We'll do this a couple times before we move forward. If you move forward, that's fine. Inhale, strong arms up on the toes. Exhale, press the heels back, just a little extra calf stretch. Inhale, up on the toes. Exhale, press the heels back. This time, inhale, up on the toes. Bend the knees a little, look forward, step. Maybe a light hop or two, or straight legs to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise. Sometimes for me, I love hopping, but the furniture is just too close, or, hands here hard, the cat's underneath me or something. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in, step your right leg back. Right knee comes down. Inhale, Anjane. Find it first. Good, nice, Donna. Really lengthening through up to the sides of your waist, connecting your front body to your back body. And then we'll steeple grip our hands again. Point the index fingers to the sky. Really try to poke a hole in the ceiling. And then side bend to your left. Just make sure your left knee isn't dipping in. It's still tracking over the left ankle. Pull your waistline back, nice, Julie. Save for 4, good. Nice, I like seeing Bob and Barb together. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Again, step back to plank. We'll try one more round of knees, chest, chin. Drop your knees, your chest, and then your chin. Inhale from here, slither it through into cobra. Heels of the hands pull back, good, Ricardo. Exhale, downward facing. So knees, chest, chin. Again, something you guys, I know you guys are pretty regular yogis, so you've done it before. Just takes a little bit of the pressure off of the shoulders in lieu of chaturanga, so it's always there for you as an option. You don't want to totally skip, but you want to protect your shoulders. Inhale, high up on the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step, or lightly hop, or whatever, to the top of the mat. Now that I gave you options, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, a couple rounds of Surya A, just traditional style. Inhale, reach up, modify as you need. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back. Take your time, take your chaturanga, maybe on your knees or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Take a couple extra breaths in your down dog. Reestablish your foundation. Inhale up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly hop, travel to the top of your space. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Place your hands, step or float it back. If you're stepping, maybe you step with the opposite foot that you normally go with. Maybe try that next time because I said it kind of late. We'll meet at down dog, couple breaths. Right, we all have our habits in day-to-day life and on our yoga mat as well. We always maybe step back with the same foot or take the same variation. It's good to change it up. Inhale up on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Travel to the top of your space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, last round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float it back. If you float, you land in chaturanga, not in plank. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Up dog is thighs up. Exhale, downward facing. To get into up dog, you catch yourself at the chaturanga before your hips hit the mat, and you flip your feet and pull your heart through. Okay, so we're all in down dog. So from here, separate your feet wide again. And maybe shorten your dog just by a little bit. Like you'll know when you get there. We're gonna do the twist. So usually I like to bring my hands back a touch so my heels can come down. And then take your right hand underneath your body, reach for the outside of your left leg somewhere. Ankle, shin, and then gently press the left leg in as it presses out into your hand. Look under your left arm, find a nice big twist. One more breath in. And exhale, release, and we'll switch sides. So place your right hand back in line with your left. And then take your left arm under, press it to the outside of your right leg. Find that little bit of resistance. Try to gaze under your right arm. Take one more inhale. And exhale, come back. Downward facing dog. And then just re-lengthen your dog. Bring your feet back to hip distance. Bring your hands further forward. Inhale, come up on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop to the top of your space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Good job, everybody. Inhale, I want to be out in the backyard that I don't have. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in, step your left leg back. Set your left knee down, back to Anjaneyasana. We were just here. Inhale. We won't stay as long. Take an inhale. Exhale your hands to the mat. Ardha Hanumanasana. Peel your right toes back towards your face. Stay long here. Think of lengthening your tailbone back and the crown of the head forward. If you want to release your forehead more towards your shin, you can, or you can just stay lifted with a nice long neck. Stay for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, shift yourself forward into a lunge. And then spin your back foot flat. Line up front heel to back arch. So set up your foundation like a warrior 2. I'm just grabbing my block. And if you want to grab your block, we're going to come to side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. Right hand to the outside of the right leg. If you needed to bring it up to your thigh, of course you can. It's a good opportunity to use the block. Maybe you purchased blocks for quarantine yoga. Stretch your top arm up and over your ear. It's probably time if you didn't, right? And they're not that pricey, and they're probably the prop that you would use the most. Peel open. And if everybody does have blocks, maybe I'll think of some fun stuff we can actually do with them to make them more integrated. Stay for 4. Pull your back thigh back. 3, belly in. 2, one more inhale. Exhale, release the left hand down and then pivot to the left into a wide leg forward fold. So sweep it down and around. Turn all 10 toes to face the left. Unfold in, let your head and neck go, Prasarita A. Nice wide leg forward fold, let the shoulders relax. Any hand variations you'd like. Most traditional would be hands in line with feet. You could walk your hands back or forward. You could rest your head down or put it on a block. Stay for a couple more breaths. Move your weight toward the front of your feet. Lengthen your inner thighs up and back. And then if you've done anything with your hands, just bring them back right underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen your spine, keep that length, and walk your hands back toward the front of your mat. So turn all 10 toes forward, and then move the right foot a little more to the right for lizard. So for lizard, you can stay up on your hands. You can drop to your forearms. You can drop the back knee. All the choices are there for you. So just staying here for a couple breaths, getting into that right hip and left hip flexor at the same time. Make sure you're not just letting your left hip dump down to the mat. Keep a little engagement there. So you want to have a slightly more active stretch going on. We'll just stay for a couple more breaths. Okay, bring yourself back up onto your hands. Step back into plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, and then exhale, lower slow chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, come up on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, other side. Inhale, reach on up, get tall, belly in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your right leg back. Right knee comes down. Inhale, Anjane. Big stretch up. Good, one more inhale, nice Vira. Exhale, hands to the mat. Straighten out through your left leg. Adjust the heel as you need to. Pull your toes back toward your face and lengthen your spine. Full breaths. This juicy hamstring opener. And then inhale, shift forward back into a lunge. Spin your right heel flat, your back heel flat. Find front heel to back arch if you can. You might need to adjust. And then Parsvakonasana, side angle. I'm going to use my block outside of my left leg. You could use your thigh or your block as well, or maybe your hands right on the mat. Move your back thigh back, scoop your left butt under, and then top arm up and over your ear. So it's a big lengthening. It's pressing out through the pinky edge of the right foot, reaching out through the right fingers. And then as you scoop the left side of your butt under, draw your low ribs in. Stay for 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep the right arm down and pivot to the right into your wide leg forward fold. So similar to what we did earlier when we had our feet at the back of the mat, but now our feet are way wider. Walk your hands forward so you're almost in like a down dog-ish position here. And we'll take that twist. So the right arm's gonna reach under the left for the outside of the left foot, and you peel yourself under. So now you have just wider legs, but same twist. If your hips shifted way to the left, adjust them slightly back to the right. Maybe you just remind yourself by pressing your right hand into your left shin. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release and switch sides. Sweep the left arm under and pull your torso under and over toward the right. Check the hips. One more inhale. And exhale. And release. Walk the hands back so they're under the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen the spine, engage the core, and then walk back toward the front of your room and we'll come to lizard. So the left foot will move a little more to the left, but keep it facing forward. Make sure that the knee is not in front of the ankle when you bend it. And then settle into your version of lizard. Forearms on blocks. Any other choices? And just breathe here. Check in with the right psoas, right hip flexor. Just make sure you're not overdoing it on the front of that thigh, as good as it might feel today. Maybe not good in the long run. Although I do think that with the extra bit of sitting that we're probably doing, it's good to get a nice hip flexor stretch in this direction. And from here, come back up onto your hands and step yourself back into a plank and then pause in your plank pose. From this plank, come down onto your forearms, find your forearm plank. And just hold here for a couple breaths in forearm plank. Check out your arms, make sure that forearms are parallel to each other. Inner edges of the hands rooting down, squeezing in, shoulders moving away from the ears, and we're not dumping our head. Belly engaged, and walk it into dolphin. So now let the hips come up super high, high as you want, much as you can. Feet are still hip distance and parallel if you look back at them. Your chest is pushing back, but your shoulders are staying over your elbows. Belly's drawing in. Inner thighs lifting up and back. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk back to your forearm plank, and then lower down to your belly, take a Sphinx pose. You're on your belly, you're still on your forearms. Pull your heart through. Sphinx. Draw your belly button in, press the tops of your feet down. Good job. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then just bring your hands back alongside your rib cage, maybe back a little farther than you normally think you should for Cobra. Roll your heart up. You can inhale, bend your elbows a little, hug them in, and exhale, downward facing dog. So press into the hands, moving press up and roll over the feet. Nice stretch for the top of the feet. We'll meet at down dog. Inhale here, up on the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, travel to the top of your space any way you like. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Chair pose. So feet hip distance or big toes touch. Sit low, reach high, find your chair. Right? Try to move your knees back. That's the hardest part. Even my knees always want to come in front of my toes. So and peek down, make sure you can see your toes. Engage through your core, squeeze your butt. Take one more breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float it back. We'll meet at down dog. So as always, at any point, you can skip the vinyasas. You can modify the vinyasas. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And open up through your hip. And you can have the right leg straight or bent. Keep sending your left heel toward the mat, hugging your left hip toward the midline. Inhale, level off your hips. Exhale, step your right foot forward, warrior two. Left heel spins flat, we rise up. Set your foundation, both feet are pressing down. Right hip scooping under, left thigh moving back. Hips as level as you can get them, so you don't want your back hip to be too sassy. From here, inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior, and then make it a reverse triangle. Just straighten out through your right leg. Stay here. Inhale brings you back up to center. Both legs stay straight. Turn the back foot in slightly and come to triangle pose. Hinge forward, engage the quads. Use a block if you like to use a block. And then full expression. So if you are not using a block, you might have your hand on your shin, or if you have your hand on the mat, just really try to be in the spot where your right wrist and your right shin connect. Have the block on a high level, so it's just too high for that, but you can kind of feel where that would be. Reach your top arm up and over your ear. Really peel open even more. Think of the right side of your rib cage moving toward the left. And then bring your left hand to your left hip. Look down toward your right foot and come to half moon. Ardha Chandrasana. Soften your right knee. Try to move forward. Take the block with you if you're using it. Be mindful of the furniture. I say that for myself because I'm very close to a table right now. You can release your top arm up to the sky. And from here, we're going to take our half moon just into a slightly different shape. So just keep peeling open as much as you can, and then flex your lifted leg, your left leg, and draw it out toward the left. Try to keep it at hip height. So we're just like if there was someone to your left, you're going to maybe touch them with your leg. We're in a super crowded yoga room, and nothing you can do. You got to rest your foot on someone else's hip. Stay here, try to get it a little higher, use that outer hip, belly in, and then point your left toe, sweep your left leg back, Ardha Chandrasana, and step back into warrior two. Bend your right knee, step way back. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, take a reverse, stretch it out. Inhale. Back up to center. Exhale, hands to the mat. High lunge, so just stay here in a lunge. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot and come to a standing split. Float your left leg up. And just a few breaths here, just with level hips. Look back at your left toes and make sure they're facing the mat. Release your forehead. You want to play with balance any which way. Here you can bring your right hand to the back of your right leg, maybe both hands. You have space and you wanted to hop around a little bit, like handstand prep you could. Let's just stay for 4, 3, keep weight in the front of your right foot, 2, 1, release left leg down next to the right. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Feel like we need a little hip stretch for the right side. So let's take figure 4, funky chair. So to soften your knees a little bit, bring your right leg into figure 4, the one that's really been working, the standing leg. Sit it back as much as you can, move your butt back, get that stretch in the piriformis and the outside of the right hip and butt. Flex your right foot. If you wanted to bring your hands to blocks, you can, or the mat, for balance. We'll just stay here, get a little lower if you can for 4, 3, 2, 1. If your hands are down, start to come up, find chair pose, just releasing the right foot next to the left, sit low, reach high. You can inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float it back, take a vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg lifts. Then take that nice opening, hip opening stretch. Try to keep your shoulders level, so keep squeezing the inner edges of your hands together and straightening out through the elbows. And then inhale, level off your hips. Exhale, step forward into warrior 2. Take your time, placing your feet, setting up your foundation. Maybe hands to hips just to make sure that one's not hiking up more than the other. Reaching out long. I'm looking at myself in the picture to find my back. I can't get it down anymore. Right, if you're practicing near a mirror or a window where you can see your reflection, that's kind of helpful. Inhale, flip your front palm, and exhale, reverse. And as you reverse, straighten out through the front leg. Reach back. And inhale back up to center. Make any adjustments in your feet that you need for triangle. Turn the back foot in slightly if you want. And then hinge forward, rooting that right foot down, engaging the kneecaps, the thighs. And then triangle pose, Trikonasana. So on this side, I have more range and I can get my left hand comfortably to the mat. So wrist to shin placement. That just helps remind the inside edge of the front foot to stay down, because you're scooping, scooping, scooping the left side of your butt under, and that makes your left toe want to lift. If you want, top arm up and over if you didn't already go there. And then bring that right hand to your right hip for your transition to half moon. Gaze down towards your left foot. Move forward. Maybe you need the block at this point. And then peel open. So before we fool around with that top leg, just find your half moon. Make sure that you feel stable as you can on your left foot. Right foot is flexed for now, belly's drawing in. And we'll take that right leg to the right any amount. So just keep flexing it, keep it high as you can. Use the outer hip, just playing with this range of motion. We won't stay for very long. When you get it out there, maybe you get it a little higher, but the left butt's still working for 4. The belly is still in for 3, 2, 1. Point the toe, sweep it back nice and long. Land yourself in warrior 2, bending the left knee deep. Go slow. Warrior 2. Really nice, you guys. One last reverse. Flip the front palm. Reverse your warrior. And then inhale, come up through center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Pivot to the ball of your right foot and gentle lift off into standing splits on the left leg. And we'll just stay here a couple of breaths. Press into your left foot for length. Hug the left hip back. Play with taking away one hand or the other or both. Or jumping into a handstand or just playing with that motion. One more breath in. Exhale, set the right foot down next to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's take the funky chair on the left side. Stretch out the left hip. So just a little soft knees. Left foot into figure 4. And then I like hands to the heart to start, and then you can bring hands to the mat or wherever you want. Sit back into that chair, feel the stretch in your left outer hip. If anybody is biking or spinning at home, you have a Peloton, I don't know, this is a good stretch for that muscle out there. You do the stretch after you bike ride. And as you're ready, slowly come back up to stand. Take it out, take it off. Good job, you guys. We're just coming back into Tadasana. One more standing bit. We'll start standing on your right foot. Bring your left knee up in front and just bring it up to about a 90-degree angle. Move your right thigh back, just find your balance. That's all. And then everybody bring your hands to your heart once you feel steady and extend your left leg forward. So straighten it out as much as you can. We're not going to reach for it with our hands. We're just going to try to balance it here. And then we're going to sweep back into warrior 3. So try not to touch the mat with your left foot if you can. Keep engaging that femur bone up into the hip socket. Hinge forward. And then find warrior 3. So nice squared hips. Use your thumbs to push your sternum forward. Draw your belly button in. Stay here for 4. Super long, straight back leg. 3, out my front leg. It's hard to talk and do this. 2, and 1. Step back into warrior 1. Step your left leg super far back. Bend your left heel flat. Give yourself space left to right. And then we're in warrior 1. And don't worry too much how squared your hips are to the front of the mat. If your left hip opens a little, it's okay. Just less than a warrior 2. And then cactus your arms. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, take a big back bend. Just open up. Keep bending the right knee. Keep the left leg straight. And then inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, vinyasa or straight to down dog. If you want to make it more challenging, keep the right leg lifted as you lower. We'll meet at down dog. From here, inhale, lift your right leg. So same leg we've been working on, up to the sky. Exhale, step forward into a lunge. And then shorten your stance for Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So the left foot hops in a little, the left toes turn up toward the top left corner of the mat. Both legs are straight. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, forehead to shin and just stay. I'm gonna take a look at you. So you guys stay folded in. Both legs are straight, nice, good. Nice for Pardo. Good, so lots of energy, good, using the blocks, I love it. Nicely seen. So just like how your leg is when it's in triangle pose, right? Your right foot, your right hip is pulling back, but at the same time, your inner right foot is pressing down. Inhale, look forward and crawl forward into a standing split. So we're coming back to this standing split / grounded warrior 3 position. And it comes to revolved half moon. So if you want to use a block, the block will be underneath your left hand. Your hips stay level like warrior 3. Your left leg is still kicking back like you were pressing it into a wall. And then right hand comes to your hip or to the sky. Pull the right hip back as you peel open toward the right. Doesn't matter how high up your arm goes. Mine's at a total angle. Belly in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Let the right hand come down. Let the left leg come down. And then take a couple breaths in the forward fold of your choice. So you can hold your big toes or clasp your hands or your elbows. Just get a nice stretch down the back side of your body. Let the breath take you a little deeper. Only have one more side to go. And from here, inhale, exhale. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, last side of standing. So we're gonna stand on our left foot, our left foot, right knee up in front. Stand tall, and then just find your balance here first, right? So you can have your hands in hips or heart. Left thigh moves back, it's strong, it's engaged. And then the right leg extends forward. Bring your hands to your heart if you haven't. Keep pulling the left thigh back, belly in, so you're strong, you're nice and straight and upright. And from here, we're gonna hinge into that warrior 3, trying not to touch the mat with the right foot. And if it does, I mean, really, who cares? But, you know, just try. You can soften your left knee any amount for balance. Keep kicking back with your right leg, again, like it's pressing into the wall, like we've done that in class before. And then stay here in your warrior 3, trying to hug that left hip back as you drop the right hip down. For 4, 3, 2, maybe get a little lower. 1, and step back into warrior 1. Right foot steps all the way back. Again, if you need more space, left to right for your hips, take it. And then warrior 1. We'll just stay for a moment, just in this nice strong warrior pose. Arms as straight as you can get them, feel them like hugging in. Good, everybody looks nice and strong. Let's take one more cactus arm back bend. Bend the elbows, take the shoulders out of it a little bit, and then lift through the heart center. Find that stretch for the mid to upper back. Stay for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, again, vinyasa or not, take what you need. I'm gonna even out my other side, so I'm gonna keep my left leg lifted. From down dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step forward first into a lunge, and then shorten your stance for pyramid pose. Right foot hops in, both legs straighten out, hips are squared. Inhale, lengthen your spine, keep pulling your left hip back. Exhale, fold forehead to shin. Right, and then as your elbows and ears start to connect, try to soften them away from each other. Stay for a few more breaths. It's a big little pose. So even though we're in like a tight little shape, we're getting all kinds of hamstring stretch. Inhale, look forward, crawl your fingers forward. First, just find a standing split / grounded warrior 3 shape. So long spine, so we're not dropping the head toward the shin this time. We're lengthening out through the torso. Revolved half moon using the block if you want under your right hand this time for extra height because it's a big twist. Hips stay level, and then left arm up to the sky. So I have a little more range, I guess, in my left shoulder, but it's not even necessary to lift the arm at all. For 4, you want to keep the standing hip moving back. Keep the back leg as straight as you can. Press it into that imaginary wall. 3, 2, 1. Forward fold. Let it go. And then, since we've been in a lot of hamstring stretches, let's take a Malasana frog pose. So just turn, not really frog pose, but squat. Turn your toes out. I always like to call this heels in, sit down, find a block if you want to sit on a block. I feel like this is the frog, but if any of you, and I think I rarely, if ever, teach frog where you're lying down on your belly, and that one, yeah, you guys who are on the cement probably wouldn't like, that would be a lot. Sometimes I do half. Okay, let's take a little upper body stretch while we're down here. Reach your right arm out to the right, connected to the inside of your right leg. Peel open. Maybe half bind if that's what your body likes, or full bind if you can get there. One more inhale. Exhale, come to center. Do the other side. Open up. Again, half bind, full bind, no bind. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Come back to Uttanasana, forward fold. Gently straighten out your legs, heel toe your feet back to hip distance, and then just stepping back into a downward facing dog. So no vinyasa unless you're dying for another one. We're going to step forward into pigeon on the right side. The right foot steps forward and it wiggles over to the left. Find your pigeon shape. And if pigeon isn't the hip opener for you, I know you guys are all, again, fairly seasoned, and you could take a thread the needle, you can take Sambhasana, any other hip opener you like. But as you're ready, go ahead and fold on in. I'm going to try to set the timer so we are fairly even on both sides. I wish I had music. I'm going to still work on that. Some of these poses I'd like to be playing some music during, but maybe you guys are playing your own music at home. You can find all my playlists are on Spotify. If you need the name to find it under, just message me. If you miss any of my music, maybe you don't like it. Keep hugging your right hip back and dropping your left knee or your left hip toward the mat. Breathe here. If you have something you can rest your head on, like a block, that is sometimes nice. Really relaxes neck muscles. Okay, so from here, that was 1.5 minutes. That was good. Come up and just come into a lunge. So just find your way into a lunge shape from here. Lift your hips, place that right foot down, and then place your left knee down. We're going to go one more time, either Ardha Hanuman or take it a little further. So flexing your right toes toward the sky. I'm going to grab both of my blocks. So if you have blocks and you want to use them for extra help, maybe we've opened our hamstrings a lot today, you can get a little bit more toward a split. You can even move your right leg a little off center. That might be helpful. I know it sounds like cheating, but it's not like a big cheat until you get it. And you could even take your block if you're close and rest your thigh on it. A little support. We'll just stay for a couple of breaths. And then we'll be done with our hamstrings on this side. Nice, good, Lacey. Good, nice, Vera. Good, Julie. Good, Donna. Nice, good, Barb. For 4. Tara, I can see your lower body, but I know you're doing it. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, really nice job, everybody. Let's come back up. Take it slowly back into a down dog. Shake out that right leg. Flip your dog. Take what you need. I'll give you a set. Hard to get out of this position. I always try to go back with a straight right leg. Harder and harder. Everything's crackling. And then just as you're ready, find your way back into your down dog. Take your time. If you're, no, okay, nobody's still flipped. Everybody's good. Okay, left side. Inhale the left leg to the sky. And then step your left foot forward. Find your way into pigeon, or pigeon prep as we call it. And then just really wiggle that, the extended leg, the back leg back, tuck the toes, pick up the knee, get it long. As you're ready, fold on in, and oh, that looks nice, Vera, adding Yeah, you can add anything you want. She's adding a little shoulder stretch. Think of squeezing knee to knee, even though nothing's really moving. You definitely want to be feeling something in your left hip. We'll start our timer. So we're even. Soften your shoulders, away from your ears. And about 30 more seconds. So a few more nice long deep breaths. Find more active engagement or just let it go into the breath. From here, inhale, peel yourself up, and then find your way first to a lunge, and just take your time, go slow, we got plenty of time. Keep that back knee down, and then wiggle it out into your version of splits. So you can just wiggle your, to stay in Ardha Hanuman, you can have your blocks by your sides or under your front thigh. Shoulders are back. Gonna go for the supported version again on this side. It was nice on the last side. Sit up tall. Hold my right hip. So hi, Andrea. Just so you know, we're in the last 15 minutes of our class, so I don't know if that was your intention, just to get a little stretch, or if you're waiting for the next class. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, carefully, just coming out of this. And then one last time, back to down dog to shake it out. I always have to do the same thing on both sides. That's the, is that the yogi in me or not? Same exit. Okay, as you're ready, just refine down dog and make your way to a seat. You can hop forward and sit, you can step, you can just drop it down right where you are. We'll take a seat. Let's just stretch both legs out in front of you. We'll take one, just forward fold, wrap your inner thighs back, sit tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. Fold in. So I might have promised no more hamstrings, but I guess there's a little bit of hamstrings here, but just let it just be more of a nice, relaxing stretch. You have to be working the hamstrings. Inhale, look toward our toes. Slowly roll up and then come down onto your back for a bridge pose. So bending your knees, of course. Blocks are your friends, so if you want them underneath you and take a supported bridge, take a supported bridge. I think it looks like everybody has blocks, so that's always an option. If you want a little more active bridge, or even if you want an Urdhva and you feel open enough to take that, you can. So come into your back bend, press into your feet, lift your hips, draw your tailbone toward your heels. And then just find that nice back bend. Keep the back of the head pressing down to the mat. Keep lifting the hips and sending the tailbone toward the heels. Stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Rest. And I think everybody, I feel like you all have a block. So let's take legs up the wall, or supported shoulder stand as we call it, on a block if you have it. So just like you guys, I don't know if you can see Julie, but I'm looking at Julie. She's in a block under the sacrum, probably the flat or the medium way, not the high way. And if you want it taller, maybe stack 2 blocks. I just think the skinny way is too skinny. And then legs up to the sky. And let's stay here for 1 full minute. Timer starting now. You can cactus your arms is kind of nice here. Just a little heart opening. Again, as active as you want it to be, but nice and supported at the same time. I'm going to be quiet for the last 30 seconds. You can just breathe. Okay, one more big inhale. One more big exhale. And then slowly bend your knees, set your feet back down on your mat. Lift your hips, remove your block. And take a few easy windshield wipers, knees move side to side. And we'll finish with a supine twist. And just of your choice, right? I'm going to go with the cross knee one that I like to teach all the time. But if you want to go single knees or stack knees, you can. I'm going right knee over left, shifting the hips to the right, dropping the knees to the left. Something else called your name today. Go with it. And to keep the shoulders down. Whichever way it feels best to turn your head. Let your head and neck decide. Four more breaths. One more breath in. Exhale slowly up through center. And other side. So probably the same variation we did on the first side. Do on the second side. Left knee over right if that's what you're doing, and then you take your twist to the right. Want to kind of see that your head and your top hip are roughly in the same line. That will be better for your spine, for your alignment. Just find that nice soft long breath. More breaths. Take an inhale. And exhale back into center. For a couple breaths, take what you need. If you want a Supta Baddha Konasana, it might feel good. One last opener of the hips. Or a happy baby if you're missing that pose. And stay as long as you like if you're doing a little sequence. And then start to find your way into Shavasana, final resting pose. If you want to grab any props, grab your props, something to cover your eyes with. I like to put my big old bolster under my knees for a little low back love. You can also put blocks under your knees. They're not as comfortable, but they do the same thing. Just stretch out in your comfy place. Soften down through your shoulders. Take these last few minutes to rest. Shavasana. slowly begin to deepen your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists, your ankles. Take a long full body stretch as you're ready. It's like you're just waking up in the morning, big long stretch. And then from there, as you're ready, either rolling to fetal pose or just gently pressing back up to seated. Find a comfortable seat. You can sit up tall, just nothing super forced, but if you feel any more length or openness. And together, let's finish with one big collective sigh. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Pause at the top. Sip in more. And then sigh out, let it go. Bring your hands together at heart center, sealing in your practice. Gently bow your chin towards your heart in a gesture of gratitude towards yourselves, your yoga practice, and the yogis around you. Like Bob said to me at the beginning of the class, life is special. So, you know, we all just need to enjoy what we've got going on right now. I really enjoy you, my Prema Yoga community. Thank you so much for coming out on Saturday morning, playing with me. I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste. If you want to unmute, unmute. Not, I will see you next week.
Thanks, Erica.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. I know it's been, you know, how long now? It's over for now. We're entering month 5 of this. So
I think it's officially the new normal.
It's officially the new normal. You know, once you start doing it this way, it's okay. I mean, it's, you know, it's not like being there all together in the classroom, but I feel like we are. Like I've kind of gotten used to it in a good way, you know, like I still enjoy it. That's good.
That's good.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Julie?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice to all be together.
And Erica, you do an
Thanks,
exceptionally
Erica.
fine job for teaching on Zoom. You make me feel more very connected. And
Thank you so much, Barb. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, because this is this is something I never thought I would be doing.
Oh, trust me, I think we all have a whole new set of skills that we didn't expect to have.
Right. Yeah, see, we have a whole new set of skills. That's a good way.
Yep. Very much. Okay.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Okay, have a great Saturday, you guys.
Thanks. Bye.
See you
Goodbye,
next week.
Bye.
I'm jumping in that pool, like in my mind. Over at Tara's house. Vera's like, I'm going to bed. That's it's like the other side of the world.
It's not warm. I miss the warm so much. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We got the warm. We got the warm here. That's for
I would
sure.
take it. Muscles would be way happier.
How cold is it there? Is it like, what's it like during the day?
Well, today was actually supposedly a warm day, but it's an old stone house, so it doesn't really warm up. So in the house, it's about low 60s maximum, and that's for me cold. I can't handle that.
Cold.
Yeah. So I always wear my thick thingy here and my blankets and whatever, and so that the muscles don't scream at me every time. It's the joy of it. But thank you for doing.
I'm glad you're still able to take class, even on the, you know.
Oh, I'm so happy. I mean, it's the one thing that stupid virus is good for. I was crying already when I left. I said, oh my God, my classes. And then there they are.
There we are. Here we are.
Joyful moment. So that's
all right.
good. Thanks
Well,
a lot.
Thank you, Vera. It's so good to see you every time. So see you soon.
Love you. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Tara, how's it going? So now we're preparing for online schooling again and all that jazz.
It's gonna be hard for all around, but I have in the back you can see that blue house
Uh-huh.
in the backyard.
Yeah. Is that like a guest house?
Yeah, so I have a classroom set up back there. Which
That's great.
yeah, so it'll be fine. Yeah.
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 Your son your son is still in high school, yes? Or
He's gonna be a senior. He's gonna be a senior. Maddie will be a freshman, and
right.
they're both like, okay, you know, what are they gonna do?
Right. Yeah, it's kind of how it is here, you know.
Yeah.
She's like, I wish I could go to school, but you know, and she's bummed because it's like the beginning of high school. She really wanted to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got both ends. You've got the beginning of high school and like the senior year.
Right.
Like, I'm sure he wants to get back at least for the end of the year, you know,
I
and
hope
do all the things.
Yeah, I hope we're back in, you know, January.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's got to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. How are you doing?
Yeah, about the same, you know, it's like I've gotten used to this routine and I'm just happy that we're all healthy and that at least everybody I know and my whole core group is healthy. Yeah. You know, it's still just weird to not be doing just things during the day. Like the days go by, but I'm not sure what I'm doing.
No.
Today I'm doing my hair because this is looking bad.
I know.
But you know, it's like that's just the weird thing. It's like, you know, the days are going by, but I'm like, okay, well, I took a class or I taught a class or something, and you know, I don't feel like I'm doing nothing, but I don't know. Ava took health for summer school, so that's kind of good. She's been doing that.
Yeah. I had a class for the last 2 weeks for my special education credential, and that was 8 hours a day of Zooming.
Wow.
So much.
Oh, that's draining.
It was just like, I'm done with those 2 weeks. And next week it's like 4 hours a day. So
okay.
That'll be better.
Yeah, that 8 hours that's too much to be in front of the Zoom. I mean, but I guess we're going to be expecting our kids to be on Zoom for quite a few hours. I mean, I hope the teachers are teaching that way.
Yeah, I think that's what the expectation is. So we'll see. Well, thank you. That was a great class.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you could come this week. I know it's been a couple weeks.
Yes.
All right.
All right. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Have a good weekend. Go jump in the pool. Okay. Bye.